Hello and welcome to the Ferris Sports Update. I'm your host for this week, Harrison Watt. Got an exciting show for you. Today we're going to talk to head coach of Ferris State Hockey, Bob Daniels, about Ferris State Hockey's sweep of the Lake Superior State Lakers. We'll also talk to now GLIAC Coach of the Year in 2016 for Ferris State Women's Volleyball, Tia Brandel-Wilhelm. But first, we're here with the assistant coach for Ferris State Football, Ryan Brady. Ryan, thanks for joining me today.
Thanks for having me.
It was a 65-34 victory in the first round of the NCAA Playoffs over the Midwestern State Mustangs, and I got to play it at home, and the elements might have been a little bit of a factor in that one. How tough was it to play through some of those weather elements?
Well, we experienced a little bit of this last year, the first round playing against Texas Commerce. So it wasn't something that we weren't accustomed to. In the spring, we see a lot of snow, so we were prepared. It was a little windier than we expected, but the conditions definitely made it tough. I know we were concerned about the kicking game and then obviously ball security.
As we get into the highlights here, you guys are able to get out on the scoreboard first. Joanne Pollock with a long run, as we'll see here in just a moment. But how huge was it to get that first touchdown of the football game here in an NCAA playoff game?
Yeah, it's always good to get off to a hot start. We've got off to a really good start, the last 4 or 5 weeks, and that's really propelled us. And you see right here, Reggie does a nice job getting the ball out on the perimeter. And Shakur Sanders, Markel Hines do a great job on the perimeter blocking, and Joanne does the rest.
Now, Midwestern State able to strike back a couple of times. They go up 20-10 in this football game early, and they had the hurry-up offense going, a couple of play-action passes over the top. Here, the first touchdown rush for their quarterback, Quade Coward. And how tough are they to defend there in the first half?
Well, they're tough. They're a powerhouse from the Lone Star Conference, and we knew this was going to be a tough game. We talked to our guys before the game about staying patient and playing football for 4 quarters. So we knew this was going to be a tough test.
Tough in the kicking game as well. Big field goal there by Wyatt Ford, right into the wind, dies, just gets over the upright though. How huge is that to get back on the board and get back within 10 there? Yeah,
that was a huge play. It was a huge kick from Wyatt. He's been rock solid all week. He's really been a force for us. Here we get the momentum going again, and Trevor does a nice job getting in there for us, and we really took control here in the second quarter with the wind at our back, and we really never looked back after this point.
Reggie Bell unable to finish the game after maybe getting a lower body injury there, but Trevor Birmingham, who stepped in last week and started the football game, he's on fire. 6 total touchdowns, 5 rushing touchdowns for him. How great is it to see this senior in this program really excelling here towards the end of his college football career?
Yeah, it's great. Trevor's a great kid, and he does a great job. He's got the classic throw-in motion, and he's really quick, and he's got some explosiveness, and he's been around a long time, and he knows this offense really well, and he's just playing with a lot of confidence right now, and our guys are feeding off it.
Big play here for Malik Taylor. Malik Taylor, kind of a big play threat for you guys this year at wide receiver, and 6'2", bigger body, great hands, good speed. How huge has he been for you guys this year?
Yeah, Malik's having a great year, and he's really coming on as of late, and he's a young guy still, and he's really had a big year for us, and we're expecting more big things from him as we continue this playoff run.
On the defensive side of the football, able to get some pressure on the quarterback. They had to go 3 quarterbacks deep in this football game, and when you're in a playoff game, it's got to be tough if you force the opposing team to get really deep into their depth chart at quarterback.
Yeah, our defense did a great job in the second half, really shut him down. Dylan Roney played a great game. Our defensive line's been a force for us all year. Here's Tavier Thomas, a big interception, returned for a touchdown. He's another guy that's had a great year. Really, our football team's really starting to click on all cylinders right now. We're playing with a lot of confidence, and we couldn't be more excited for this week.
Huge interception, highlight reel catch there for David Churchwell, and one-handed. Unable to bring it back to the house, kind of looking behind him here as he gets taken down from behind. But how huge is that play towards the end of the game? You guys are up by a bunch, and the game is pretty much at hand by that point, but that's got to feel pretty good for him.
Yeah, great play. He's had a great season as well. Senior for us, and great return, great catch. I think he was hoping Tavi would have looked back and sealed it, and he probably could have gotten the end zone, but it was just a huge play for us.
You're able to get a lot of guys into the football game here late. Travis Russell played, Kitwana Clark played as well. You went really deep into your running back core in terms of your depth chart, just because Jahan Brown and you don't have Robert Thomas III either, and able to get some carries for some different guys. How huge is that to get some depth into the football games here in the NCAA playoffs?
It's great. We got a lot of running backs that we feel good about. So they all had to be ready this week, and I thought they did a great job being prepared. Here, Javante takes one back late in the game. He's really coming on strong, but our backs have been doing a great job, and Marvin Campbell played a great game for us, stepped in and carried the load, and really showed what he can do. So we're excited about him moving forward as well.
Tough to have a guy like Jahan Brown out of a football game like this, a guy that last year in the first round of the NCAA Playoffs had a huge game for you guys. But just talk about that depth you guys have at running back this season as a whole, able to really go way deep in there and still get some good running production.
Yeah, it's tough without Jahan and Juice. They've both been the guys that have carried the workload this year for us. But we know that Marvin's a good player, and Kitwana's a lot like Trevor Birmingham. He's been here since that first recruiting class, and Juwan Lewis has come in and did a nice job. So we got 5 guys that we really feel good about.
Get ready to move on to the second round of the NCAA Playoffs. This will be your 3rd consecutive year in the second round, and hosting all 3 of those years, you're going to see the Colorado School of Mines. What do you know about them?
Well, they got a prolific offense. They got a really good quarterback, good receivers. They spread the field and they throw the ball around. They really do a great job on both sides of the ball. It's going to be a tough game for us.
Especially in the passing game. This is a school that over the last several years has been towards the top end of passing. And how tough is it at this level to defend the passing game?
Well, it's college football, so everyone's got to throw the ball, and this team does it really well. We'll rely on our defensive line. Our defensive line's one of the best in the nation. We get great pressure on the quarterback with guys like Zach Sealer and Marquise Dawsey and Dylan Roney, and so we're expecting the D-line to get after the quarterback a little bit and take some of the pressure off our back-end guys.
Now, when you have a prolific offense like that you're playing against, you got to imagine you want to put together some longer drives and keep them off the field, try and get them off the field quickly. Probably going more towards the run game yet again this weekend?
Well, we're a big run team, so we're a run-first team, and we want to run the ball, but we have the ability to throw it as much as we'd like to. So, for us, it's just going to be putting good drives together and putting points on the board, and defensively, trying to minimize the big play and force them to make an extra play, and hopefully, hold them to 3 points a few times, and hopefully that'll be the difference.
Yet again in the NCAA playoffs, and you've played all your NCAA playoff games here at Ferris State in your time as a coach at home. How nice is it to be able to play these games late in the season at home, get that extra rest in your own bed?
Well, it's nice. The biggest thing is just we get to stay in our routine, so nothing really changes for us. So it's just another week. So we're just going to focus on the things that we can control and just prepare the best that we can and be ready for a good opponent this Saturday.
Now, again, you've had a couple of quarterbacks into some football games here. Travis Russell's done a nice job at times. Trevor Birmingham, of course, the last 2 weeks has been very good. Reggie Bell, the leading rushing quarterback in the nation in college football. When you have that kind of depth at quarterback, especially when you're in the NCAA playoffs, it's got to feel good to have that next man up, and you can still succeed with that type of attitude.
Absolutely, and it's that way. With our running backs, our quarterbacks, all the positions on our team. I mean, that's just the nature of football this time of the year. Everybody's banged up a little bit, so everybody's did a good job, all season of just staying engaged and taking advantage of their opportunities. And we feel comfortable with who's ever leading this football team. One
big key to victory against the Colorado School of Mines this weekend.
Well, to me, it always starts with defense and special teams. So we got to take care of those 2 facets as well. And then offensively, we got to take care of the ball and take advantage of our opportunities.
All right, Coach Brady, thanks for joining us here on the Ferris Sports Update. When we come back, we'll talk to the head coach of Ferris State Hockey, Bob Daniels.